Auburn Nazarene was the heart of our family for many years. I attended here for 38 years, and Harold right around 32 years. We got married here. We raised our kids here. Most of them were dedicated here. They were baptized here. Looking up at the stage brings back memories of children's musicals, Brazil awards, caravans, quiz, all the fun things that they did through life. This is the church that they had their spiritual mentors through Sunday school teachers and the great people that surrounded them in prayer. The greatest thing that you can teach your kids is commitment, and not commitment to the church, but commitment to the Lord. And through that comes the commitment to your home body. And I think, to me, that was probably the best thing we ever did for them. You know, I never would have dreamed that all 4 of our kids would have gone to NNU. We raised our kids that after high school is college, but because neither Harold or I went to college was just something we planted in their head and never dreamed that they would do. Harold wanted to play baseball, and he learned that he could do that at NNU, and he was a valid part of the baseball team.
I'm sure that they were encouraging me for much of the same reasons that growing up in the Nazarene church and growing up in a Christian home, they knew that college is tough enough on its own, and so they really encouraged me to seek out NNU as a Christian college to really help me in that development.
Betsy woke up one day and she goes, "I want to go to NNU." And we stood there with our mouths open thinking, really? Okay, great. And for her, it was a growing up time, a time of becoming a woman, and just we don't regret the 2 years that she spent at NNU for anything.
My parents, it was so great that they really instilled the value of being at a Christian school. And I think for them, it kind of gave them the security too of knowing we were all free to make our own choices, but you know, the values would be there. And you know, growing up in a family of 6, it was tight, and they worked hard to get us all there. And you know, we didn't all have cars and all of that, but yet we all got the opportunity to go to this great school and learn the important things academically, but spiritually as well.
So Zach, he just really wanted to play football. That's all he cared about was football. Probably his senior year in high school, he just kind of sat back and said, why would I waste my time playing football when ultimately I'm going to be a pastor, and that's the direction I need to go. And so he said, I want to go to NNU and start my education in ministry.
For 18 years, my parents and my home church invested and molded and gave me the foundation that I needed. And when I went to NNU, I was able to thrive, and NNU just built upon that foundation that my parents and my church established for me, and my beliefs became even more real.
Our Emily, our youngest, she wanted out of the box. No way was she going to go to NNU. She wanted something different for her life. She was tired of following in her big brothers and sisters' footsteps. And she woke up one day and said, I'm going to NNU. And we're like, okay.
When my parents really encouraged me to go to NNU, they had said, you know, we really want you to go and at least try for 1 year and really pray about where God's calling you next, whether that be staying at NNU for your whole career or whether you do transfer back to a Washington university. And I was just hesitant about following in my siblings' footsteps because I always felt like I was under their shadow anyways growing up, which is a good thing. But I just wanted to really be different. But I ended up going to NNU, and within that first year I fell in love with the community. And I think that it really humbled me to the fact that my parents at that time maybe knew better than I did, and really felt like NNU was a safe place for me to go and experience in a first year after high school. I wouldn't have chosen anything different.
Sending 4 kids to NNU was a challenge. 16 years on our part was a lot. People thought we were crazy, and we wouldn't trade it for anything.
Never once did we look at the bottom line of financially what NNU was going to cost to attend. Kind of rolled it into, along with tithing. We had many tithing experiences growing up in the church here. My wife and I are extremely conservative. If we would have taken pen and pencil and crunched the numbers, we would have told our kids, sorry, it's not going to happen. Never even once hesitated about it. We just thought, okay, we're going to put our head down and we're going to do it. We're going to go to work. We're going to make this happen. To this day, we still need tools, and we're learning. And I think it was important because that college really bolsters them and helps them to realize what it is to live for God. And for the first time, they're out on their own, trying to live for God and finding out how that looks in their personal lifestyle as an 18-year-old kid. When we reflect back on our kids and going to college, we invested 18 years of our lives trying to coach and direct our children on how to live for God, what God wants out of them. And so at 18 years, why would we just put a stop to it and say, okay, go off to college, good luck, I hope it works for you, to where when they go to NNU, they got all those tools there to not only get a great solid education on whatever field they choose to go, but there's the complete tool bag for them to further their relationship with the Lord. Just prayerfully consider it and trust in the Lord, and there's avenues for help, and things just always seem to come into place, and the Lord led the way and paved the way.